Oh, hello, welcome to the Gadget Show. I was just testing out one of our latest things that we've been brought in today. My name is Usman, and like I said, welcome to the Gadget Show. We will be with you here for the next hour, answering all your questions on any technology related matter. How are we going to do this, you're asking? You know, I don't know everything, but fortunately, our gadget expert does. So I would like to give a warm welcome to our resident gadget expert, Raman. Welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot for having me, Usman.
No problem at all. So obviously, as always, you've got lots of things lined up for us. You let me play around with these for a little while. We're going to talk about these a little bit later on. These are quite good. I'll take these off for now, actually. As you always know, our show is split into many various sections, dealing with different things. But first, as always, we go to a section which is known as news and features. Right, news and features covers everything that's been in the news for the last 7 days. So I'm going to hand it over to our expert who's going to let us know what's been going on in the world of technology.
Lots been going on, to be honest, Usman. We are in a field, obviously, which keeps changing on a daily basis. So, you know, there never is a second which goes by without new things happening in our world. But I think the most exciting news, obviously, is the Apple actually admitting that there are problems with the battery backup on the iPhone 4S. And obviously they will be bringing out a new fix on the iOS 5.01 very soon for all the troubled Apple users. Apart from that, I think the usual news, the last I would say Nokia and the Microsoft tie-up that is still creating ripples, and obviously Nokia is letting those ripples out slowly and gradually. They have tied up with 31 operators across the globe, which will be carrying the Lumia range. And incidentally, they've also released a press release and a paper which talks about what was the logic behind Lumia. And it's quite interesting to note that they actually shortlisted this name out of 300,000 names.
Wow. And
Lumia came out of a Swedish word or a word which meant lumi, which means light and style. Yeah. And there has been a whole lot of obviously research around that, so that the word rhymes, obviously sounds good, and is something which is quite catchy, which catches on with the customers. And obviously on the heels of that, Microsoft is quite excited on the fact that they have brought in one of the largest manufacturers of mobile phones, which goes to show that obviously it will be getting some sort of attraction in the market. And I think it'll be fair to say that this is now going to be a 3-horse race. So on one side you have Android, which is dominating the global market, then you have the iOS, and then you have Windows Phone, as they call it, not the Windows Mobile. Apart from that, I think there are other things which are making the news. We've also had the TV Gadget Awards, which have happened, and I think we'll talk about that in a bit.
We'll run through that slowly.
Slowly and
just
gradually.
Before we carry on, I'm going to just rewind it back to a little bit you said about Apple.
Yeah.
Every time there's a new Apple phone released, there always seems to be some sort of problem. For those of you, obviously, you remember when the Apple iPhone 4 came out, there was everything, it was termed antenna gate. So obviously there was a big problem. Yes. If you held the phone in a certain angle or with your right hand or your left hand, obviously they admitted at that point as well there was a problem. They gave everyone a free cover or something like that. So obviously, again, with a new release, there's another issue. So
I definitely agree, and it's quite right. I think at some point in time, if this is a problem which the users have been facing and they don't get a permanent fix with this software upgrade, I think they will have to go down that route in terms of looking at softening, I would put it this way, the impact of this on as far as the battery backup is concerned. But obviously it remains to be seen in terms of how Apple would react. There are one company which obviously is quite hesitant to agree to the fact that there is a problem, and even if they do, then obviously they have some sort of a solution in the background which they've been working on, which kind of just instantly goes on and again creates the delight. So with customers' expectation with their wait times, they try and always create a delight.
Yeah, obviously with the phone having sold records amounts it's only been out what, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks?
It got released 2.5, 3 weeks. No, it's been 3 weeks now.
It's been 3, 4 weeks.
And obviously they've sold in excess of 4.5 million phones. But the interesting thing to note is obviously one of the markets in which they have been quite dominant, the US market. You see rim sliding.
Yeah.
If you look at figures from Canalys, some of the analyst firms like Gartner, what they're saying is actually if you look at smartphone shipments, HTC has actually taken the lead.
Wow.
And they have shipped the largest number of smartphones in the US market, which is about, I think, 5.7 million. And followed by, you look at Samsung and obviously then Apple. But the whole story is that Samsung has actually unseated Nokia and has become the #1 vendor as far as the phones are concerned, smartphones are concerned in Q3. And that is kind of dwarfing the other news in and around the adoption of iPhone 4S, HTC selling, and they're coming out with record profits, selling so many phones and things like that. So, it's a very interesting game and it's changing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis.
And obviously with Christmas time coming up, this is the big time where everyone will know where everyone stands really, because obviously the most phones, most contracts, etc. taken up during the Christmas period as gifts, etc. So maybe turn of the year we'll have a better idea of where the graph now stands. I
totally agree. I think the situation is very fluid, and obviously there is a very fierce competition out there, and it finally will boil down to the fact that what phones are available in the Christmas for shipping, and it kind of correlates to the fact that you have distribution and supplies in place. So when the big time comes and in terms of sales, you have these phones rolling out quite quickly from the stores.
Yep. To carry on with the Windows Mobile that we're talking about, we have got a few clips of different Windows Mobile. Is this one of them here? Would you like to just explain what we have on the screen? Is this the interface that we're going to see?
That's correct. I think what has happened is it's quite interesting to note that Windows Mobile, as it was called earlier, and obviously that word rhymes quite quickly because we're used to that word now. In fact, Microsoft changed the branding and they moved to Windows Phone. And they announced this in the Mobile World Congress last year in 2011, and obviously tried to bring on a lot of partnerships with different vendors. When they announced it, obviously it's been delayed and delayed, and what we get to hear is the Windows 7.5, which is the Mango version, which is actually coming to market with a lot of handset manufacturers like Samsung, HTC, Nokia, LG, a couple of others. And I think we'll probably end up seeing the first phone from Nokia, which is, because the hype around it, the Nokia Lumia 800 and 710 series. I think the date is about 18th of November for shipping in the UK.
Yep, so we've had a timeline here. Obviously, like you said, there are delays. So the timeline has been extended 2012 now.
I think in 2012, you'll get something which is called the much anticipated update to Mango, which is called Apollo. And that's slated for, I would say, some of them say it's Windows 8. There are already, news available that there are sneak previews of Windows 8 available, Windows Phone 8 available. But I think the Apollo will be the next update, which is going to be termed as, I don't know, company sources, they'll need to confirm that, Windows 8 or, Apollo, whatever it is.
Yeah, so we've got a little clip of the Lumia 710, which is the basic version of the range that they're releasing now. Obviously, it looks quite... obviously you can tell it's the basic version, but the interface is quite nice. Everything is there in front of you, it's clear. Obviously it's not probably aimed at someone who's not the more high-end user, trying to look for all the features. Everything's right there in front of you. It's got a big square for messaging, big square, for social networking, big square for pictures. Can't really go wrong.
Exactly. What they've done is they've done a lot of research behind this now, and what they are saying is there are 3 or 4 main aspects of the Windows Phone. There is something called tiles that we just showed in the screenshot, and these tiles basically keep updating. So they are like small widgets which are running on the screen. So if you have a Facebook running, if you have an email coming, if you have weather update, so these tiles keep on changing. What they've done is they've also organized applications, and the way the activities actually work on your screen is through hubs. So if you have something called the social media hub, which is Twitter, Facebook,
all in one place,
all in one place, and then you have email in one place, photos, music in other places. And obviously the big thing about Nokia and Microsoft coming together is that with Nokia, they have the suite of services called the Nokia Obi, which is navigation, music, maps, all that coming in on the phone. And if you look at Microsoft, they bring in search, they bring in Office, they bring in live search, connectivity, and also their own messaging service, which is MSN Messenger. So it's all in all a very nice combination. And obviously the new phone which Nokia has launched, the Lumia series, It's curvaceous. It has very little buttons on the front face of it, and obviously we are dying to get our hands on it.
Definitely.
So obviously we can do a full review of the handset.
That's fine. I think we've got a picture of the 8000 as well, the Lumia 800, sorry, the 800 series. Obviously this one much more sleek. Still got the big tile.
Obviously
at the front. That's obviously, I think that's the core of it.
That's the signature feature of the
core,
Windows. So obviously that's like a home screen, and you can see all your activities in the form of tiles, which are currently running.
Obviously, it's moved on a lot from when I had one of the Palm series Windows.
Yes.
You know, it was pretty much an extension of the desktop version on the phone. Very slow, laggy. You know, used up a lot of RAM, etc. But obviously now,
I totally agree. I think. That's why some of the analysts and some of the firms, and obviously I'm personally quite keen on seeing that this is now going to be a three-horse race. But if you look at the shipments, you know, obviously they've just come into the market in the last quarter of the year. Estimates are saying they will ship in and around between 1.7 to 1.8 million Windows Phone, which is, I think, around the hype of the launch of various handsets. And I think customers would like to wait for it to be reviewed, read reviews, and obviously then make up their mind. And obviously a lot of deals coming in through operators, which will ensure that the phones are easily available and choices are available with consumers to buy.
Right. Have we got any more bits of news to cover, or are we good to carry on?
I think one of the other things that we will look at is the T3 Gadget Awards.
Yes, definitely, yes.
I think this is one of the awards which the industry looks at, and they eagerly await these awards. And
it's like the Oscar equivalent.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think some of the things which were expected in the awards. But some of the surprises which have sprung up are things like the Asus EasyPad, which has been given, a run-reserve award specifically for design. Keeping in mind it's a tablet which has a full QWERTY keyboard, and you can detach the screen. And obviously that's clicked with a lot of consumers, and the design has been liked in general in the industry. No surprises there. The iPad 2 has been given the Tablet of the Year. Tablet of the Year. In terms of the MacBook Air, obviously the 11-inch sleek, and MacBook has been awarded the Laptop of the Year. And there are a couple of other awards. I think we'll cover them through as we go along in the program. As we go along. But I think more or less these are the juicy bits of news this week.
Obviously, there's a lot of people out there wondering what it was the phone of the year, but like you said, we will cover that as well. That's one of the top awards.
Yes.
And it may not be what you think. Some people out there might get it right, but it might not be what you thought it was. So stay tuned for that one. We're going to move on to a gadget review.
Yeah, definitely.
To our little section, which is called Gadget Reviews. Right, what we're going to do, obviously, what we do each and every week is, Raman, you've brought in a particular gadget which you're going to let us know about. Yep.
I think we'll start with the headphones.
Start off with this. This is the one I was messing around with before. This is called the Radio Pack Duo. It comes in various funky different colors. As you can see, the one I picked up is purple. Comes in a whole different range of colors. We can see it on the screen right now. One of the good things I personally, obviously you may go into more detail, what I personally found with this one is obviously it's very comfortable. It's got very thick padding, so you can put on, listen to very, very easily. It's got the swivel design, people like that. You can pack it small, like a DJ type thing. The sound quality is very, very good. Obviously it's a large bass headphones, which tends to be the trend at the moment, with obviously we're gonna run past what came in the T3 Tech Awards, which, particular piece of music tech got the award. You'll know why. So these big chunky headphones tend to be in vogue at the moment. It tends to be the thing, kind of block yourself off from the world, kind of do your own thing, immerse in your music. That's the main things I picked up on. But
well, I think pretty much that's it, to be honest. But apart from that, when you pick up a headphone, or as they call the earbuds, the earphones, they have different names for it, obviously. But when you pick them up, I think you're looking at 2 or 3 things. One is, when you look at picking up a set like this, you're looking at sensitivity. That basically translates in layman languages, basically means the bass. How good is the output on the phone? The other thing that you always look at is the impedance, which basically means, do you get any feedback when you're listening to music, when you're listening to loud music and things like that. And last but not the least, when you pick up, obviously you pick up style. So there are headphones that you get which clip on to your ears. There are phones which go into your ear, so they are called earbuds, or earbud phones. And obviously we've got used to the Apple, the white buds, which normally you get to see. And thankfully, because of the iPods and obviously these kind of devices, wherein people listen to music on the move, even with your phones, you have something like this which can be put on, and obviously you can slide it back and let it just lie on your shoulder, and the headphones are there, but they are out of your way as well. Definitely. So these are some of the good things that you look at, and obviously this particular handset I think is quite economically priced.
Yeah, it's quite a good
for just
price
about 20 quid, I think. And
so you're looking at about £20 for these.
Yeah.
In most retailers. Like I said, this is called the Radio Pack Duo, comes in a range of colours. Obviously the large headphone style, which seems to be in vogue at the moment.
Absolutely, yes.
So next we're
going to go across to some accessories today. We've covered a couple of gadgets in the previous shows, and what we want to do is basically look at accessorizing the the gadgets that we have covered so far. One of the very useful things which I have noticed, obviously, when I go on holidays, is I've always to ask somebody to click a snap, and this is a very handy product which is called the Joby Gorilla Pod. Obviously, as the name goes by, and as you can see the image on your television set, this basically goes around your camera and basically secures the product. So you can put it across to a bar, you can put it across to a handle, just about anywhere, and obviously it allows you to then put the timer on your camera, and then you can click away into photographs. So what we're going to do is obviously just quickly show how this works.
Straight out the box.
Straight out of the box. Very simple and handy device. As you can see, that's the box which comes in. It comes in this retail packing. It's a tripod essentially, because it comes with 3 legs. It's available in different colors. What we've got in the studio as of now is a green color. All you do is you place this, assuming you would want to take a photograph, and you place this on a table. We've got a digital camera here from Olympus, and obviously this is a small sturdy attachment which you can plug in straight away, slide straight in. And when this goes in, obviously this pod is then ready to take photographs. So all you do is switch on your camera, nice and easy, switches on, and you click away straight away. That's it. And obviously this then can be, you could basically put
anywhere,
it
really,
anywhere,
basically,
in and around your arms, wherever you want to.
So obviously, if you're, I don't know, say if you're in a park somewhere and you've got a tree, you can make it wrap around a branch,
something
upside
like that.
down, whichever way. So obviously, like I said, it's a tripod, like Raman said, but it has maximum sort of maneuverability, flexibility. You can turn it in any way you would particularly want to, any sort of surface. Even if it's an uneven surface, it doesn't even have to be flat. Obviously, one of the the good things about this particular product is because it's so maneuverable, it doesn't even have to be a flat surface. With a traditional tripod, you would need to have a flat surface. Obviously, otherwise you're going to have the problem of the tilting. But this way, it doesn't matter if it's sideways, if it's a slope, you can adjust it accordingly. So it's a fantastic product. I have a variant of this, not this particular exact one. I have a variant of this which always goes in my suitcase with me when I'm away. So you just put it on the table, obviously set the timer, all your friends can just take pictures. It's as easy as that, really.
It's quite handy, it's quite affordable, and it's about £16. It's easily available across all stores in different colors. And I think this is one of the things that you can always carry along when you're obviously traveling, or you're out and about having a good time with your family. So not a bad product, but obviously something quite basic and quite useful. Apart from this, what we're going to be doing is obviously covering, a lot of us have tablets today, and when you look at tablets, most of them don't have any spaces to handle them. So for example, you're holding it on your palm of your hand, or you're holding it wherein slightly your hand covers the screen. There are some good accessories that we've sourced out, and I'll let you open one of these.
This is called the Gorilla Mobile. And which one have you got there? Have you got the similar
I've got
version?
the Gorilla Mobile, but it's the Yogi.
This is the Yogi version. I got the Ori version.
And this is for iPad 2.
It's for the iPad 2. This is for iPad 2 as well, but obviously you could probably make it work for various different tablets as well.
Tablets,
We are going to carry on with opening these products. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back very soon.